So I'm going to highlight these cells. And see this little percent sign? I will format these to all be percentages.
Yep.
Okay. But if you didn't enter those in as decimals,
it wouldn't have done it.
It would have put those in as really large values. Like if I typed in 10 instead of 0.10, now it would have been 1,000 when I formatted it like a percentage.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I say enter this in like you would do the calculation by hand. We're doing 0.10. Format it like a percentage, and now it's showing up as nice 10%. So those are my percentage weights. Now I need to show what my averages were. I could do those averages down here on the bottom of each of these categories, or I could do it over here on the side. Maybe you want to do something like category averages. This wouldn't be that hard to read. You know, this is my homework average, my quiz average, and so on.
Mm-hmm.
So I could either do it down here under the bottom of each column or over here. But an average is found in Excel by typing equals average. We have to spell out the whole word. Equals average. And then we put a parentheses. And we have to select the range of numbers that we wanted to take an average. If I wanted to take the average of the homework items, I come over here and select my first homework score.
A5 to
A20. Now I can click on A5, and while I have my mouse button clicked, I will drag down and highlight all the way to A20 before I release that mouse. And it will highlight my whole range here, and then I'm going to close off the parentheses.
So as soon as you press the parentheses, it automatically knew when you clicked on the next section it was starting right there?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, wait, so we put in equal average.
Equals average, and then the range of cells that you wanted to take the average of.
And
You doing what I thought about doing.
So-
You either fill it in manually or you do it like he did.
Yeah, so I did equals average, I put that first parentheses.
So
I
if you want
click the first value that I want to find the average of, and I drag and highlight
okay.
all the rest of those values.
And you would do the exact same thing if you just put it down here at the bottom.
Yes, exactly. So now I'm going to close off that parentheses and hit enter. So my average in this category is 58.5625. Okay. Now I could have done the exact same thing down here. I could have done equals average parentheses, highlight all of those values, close off my parentheses, hit enter. Same idea. Okay. Now all of these values should all be done pretty much the same, right?
Right.
Okay, I'm going to calculate quizzes by doing an average, projects by doing an average of these three values. Exam 1, well, exam 1 is just 68, right?
Right.
What I don't want you to do though is to come over here and just type in 68, okay? Because what's going to happen is when I go to grade this, I need to make sure that this is a working grade book. So if I come over here and I change the grade from a 68 to a 70,
You wanted to change and reflect.
it needs to change over here.
Right.
So what we could do is if you want Excel to copy whatever's in this cell over here, you want it to equal that cell. So we're going to say equals, and then just click on this cell, and then hit enter.
Oh.
And so now, if I come over here and I change this, hey, I got a 100, it'll update and change it to 100.
Can you repeat the average to what to do with the average again?
Okay, so I got a digger. Okay, so for average, and actually, let me change my view here. Let's zoom in a little. Okay. I'm gonna do some fancy stuff here. Let's get fit it on the screen. All right, so for my average, we do equals average. Put a left parentheses, that's a shift 9. Okay, it's above the 9. Then I'm going to click on my first cell that I want the average of and drag and highlight until I get to that last cell and release. And I'll check, I'm going from A5 down to A20.
Once you put the first parentheses.
And then I'm going to close that parentheses and hit enter.
So for you click and A pops up.
Okay. So, we've done that for the homework. We would repeat that for quizzes, for projects, or exam 1, exam 2, and exam 3. You could tell Excel to equal that specific cell that you're working with. You want it to equal that cell so that if you change a value in your gradebook over here, it will change the value in your calculations. If your calculations do not automatically update in Excel, you're going to have major points taken off on this project. Okay? It's a big part of this project that it's a working gradebook. If it doesn't automatically update, we're defeating the purpose of making this in Excel. Okay? The purpose of using Excel is so that I can come back here and update my grades, add more grades, change my grades, and it will automatically calculate.
Make it do your work.
Yeah. Yes, yeah. This is this is what I'm gonna be using for your grade book, so.
That's right.
All right, yeah.
So we're reading our own grade book. That's awesome.
Yeah, so if it comes out really bad, then you're gonna get an F
So
for
we
the
don't
class.
have to
so like-
enable